most of the time, political parties at the state level, for example, like your Florida Republican Party, your Florida Democratic Party, they have power, but they really don't exercise any of that power. But according to a recent report by Politico, all of that's changed over the last few years. And now at the state level, Republican Party chairs and state Republican parties are actively working to basically make sure they have the final say in who their candidates are going to be for office. Typically, they were the ones who would be told, hey, I'm running for office, you kind of have to support me, and they'd be like, okie dokie. That's how it worked. But now they're saying not so fast. We need some things from you. Do you support Donald Trump? Are you with the Trump agenda? How do you feel about overturning the election? Essentially, these state Republican parties have become the enforcers of loyalty to Donald Trump. And we have actually already talked about many of these in recent weeks and months. We have seen state parties censure their own members. We have seen the Georgia Republican Party censure Brad RAF, their Secretary of State, because he wouldn't overturn the results of the election in Georgia for Donald Trump. We have seen the Arizona Republican Party censure Jeff Flake, who's not even in office anymore, Cindy McCain, who's never been an elected official, and even their own governor, Doug Ducey, because all of them believed that Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Flake was a little bit more. Flake actually supported Biden. I think Cindy McCain did as well. But Ducey, hey, he just says, yeah, Trump didn't win, sorry. So we had to censure you. Wyoming State Republican Party censured Liz Cheney because she voted to impeach Donald Trump. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because these state Republican parties are also right now working behind the scenes to make sure that any candidate who runs for office in their state, whether it's for a state office or for the federal offices, that they don't do those things those other people did. You have to support the big lie. You have to not have voted to impeach Donald Trump. And that's all they care about. Right? We've got 30 some odd Q people running for Congress, and that's totally cool. Just as long as you don't question the big lie. Just as long as you're still loyal to Trump. It doesn't matter how horrible you are. We're going to be okay with that. But these state Republican parties are actively promoting challengers to their own incumbents just because their incumbents weren't blindly loyal to Trump on literally like one or maybe two issues. That's it. There is no room for dissent in today's Republican parties. I've said that till I'm blue in the face at this point. But worse than that, this story shows us that the Republican Party is effectively dead. There is no more Republican Party. It's a Trump party. It is 100% a Donald Trump-driven, Donald Trump-themed slow boat to hell at this point. That is what the Republican Party has become, and they seem all too happy to be that now. Don't get me wrong. The Republican Party deserves this. Y'all created this monster for 20, 30, 40 years. You created the conditions in your own party to make all this possible. It didn't start with Trump, but you damn sure going to make sure it ends with Trump. Because you are willing to follow that man to the grave. And make no mistake, that is where he is leading your party.